One of the best self-help books I've read is The Anxious Perfectionist by Clarissa and Michael Twohig. This book presents the downsides of maladaptive perfectionism and provides healthier strategies to use when pursuing our goals. In differentiating maladaptive perfectionism with a healthier mindset, a dichotomy is put forward between approach and avoidance. That is, a focus on approaching positives versus a focus on avoiding negatives. Maladaptive perfectionists generally have an avoidant posture, acting in ways that help them get away from feelings like failure, shame, and disappointment. The avoidant moves toward one thing in order to distance themselves from something else, and may not act at all if they think action could result in those negative outcomes. Those relying on approach, however, move toward a thing because there's something in it that they need. If negatives could arise from this action, they're not seen as reasons to abandon the pursuit. They're simply seen as part of the process in getting one's needs met. I, being someone with avoidant personality disorder, am no stranger to the avoidance strategy. Odds are, at any given point in time, I'm avoiding something I need or want to do because I'm weighing the negatives more heavily than my needs. A simple generic example of such avoidant behavior is refusing to go anywhere on Saturdays. With more people out and about and more traffic to deal with, I pretty easily deprioritize my needs or desires in favor of avoiding whatever stresses or other negatives could result from going out. Plenty of people probably relate to this example specifically, and many might ask, what's the big deal? What's wrong with waiting to go out when things are less busy? Fair enough. This example is kind of trite. What I'm concerned with specifically, however, is our default stance. Which mindset are we fostering in ourselves when we make these decisions? Life has no shortage of difficulties and unpleasant occurrences, and all of us have to take risks when making decisions. When facing these difficulties, do we benefit more from a stance of approach or avoidance? How do we decide when to approach and when to back away? I would like to argue that avoidance isn't even worth having on the table. While avoidance can seem like the best option at times, it always comes at a price. In order to avoid, we have to sacrifice our needs, and we do so for the sake of an imagined deprivation. However small these sacrifices may be, they can easily build up and result in more anxiety, lower self-esteem, less trust, less joy, a loss of direction, and other such downsides. And even if our actions do result in some negative consequences, why is that a problem? The same can occur, and to an extent is guaranteed to occur with avoidant behavior. As long as we're making a genuine attempt to meet our needs wisely, we need not avoid anything. A saying I used in my video on faith is particularly apt here. Do what is right, and let come what may. If you are, to the best of your ability, doing what's right, doing what you need to do, you can trust that the outcome, whatever it may be, is the best outcome. Given this, whenever you have a choice to make, approach, don't avoid.